think are less busy. So that probably would be a good option if you wanted to head over here to Edith.
Okay, we've arrived at Pettit Lake, and this is a campground that's actually right at the trailhead that we will be starting our trip in the Sawtooths at. Right at the Tin Cup Trailhead. There's a beautiful lake out here. We just got parked and we're kind of getting situated. We are going to start cooking up some brats for lunch, and Diane, who has joined me for this trip, she was a subscriber who friended me on Facebook, and we've just become very good friends, and we communicate all the time. And I actually have never met her in person. She just arrived yesterday from Illinois, and she's joining me for this trip. She is a great cook, so she has dreamed up all these awesome recipes. We're going to be making an apple crisp in a Dutch oven. She purchased a Dutch oven when she landed in Salt Lake City, and we're getting a fire going right now just to have some brats for lunch. There's Diane. She's got the fire going, got all kinds of goodies on the table, and we're going to have just a nice feast here at camp. We enjoyed our brats, they were really good, and now Diane is getting prepped for making her apple crisp, which I am very excited about. Look at the ease and grace Diane peels that apple. And now Diane is mixing together the other ingredients. Flour, sugar. Next is margarine. Okay, now we added cinnamon. And now Diane has just added the crisp part to the plate of apples. She's pre-warming the Dutch oven. She's going to add the apple crisp into the Dutch oven. There you go. Now the lid goes back on. Well, here is Diane's fabulous finished product. If only there was smell-o-vision, because this thing smells amazing, and I can't wait to dive into it. And another one of today's activities while here at camp is packing the backpack to get ready to go on the trip. So far I just have all my clothing items and gear items, but we still have to go through all the food, and we will be sharing meals every night, so we have to split everything up and yeah, get all our food ready. And now it's time for dessert. I'm gonna need to go backpacking after this. This apple crisp is the bomb. The bomb. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night here and say goodnight and enjoy the rest of this amazing, delectable dessert. Good morning. Getting a little coffee going this morning before our trek, and then Diane is going to explain our trip here.
We're camped here right now at Pettit Lake, and so we're going to go up toward Yellowbelly Lake and make this turn here. First night's at Farley Lake. The second night we can either spend at Edith Lake or at Toxaway Lake. The third night we can spend at Toxaway Lake again and do day hikes in the area. And then the fourth night will be at Alice Lake. The fifth day we would hike back out again where we were parked.
Alright, so we are here at the beginning of our hike. This is the Alice Lake, Toxaway Lake loop. We will be going towards Toxaway Lake. We will be going counterclockwise. I understand that Alice Lake is one of the most beautiful lakes, so we're going to save that for last. It's a beautiful day. We have beautiful weather. It is August 10th.
I've been planning this trip for a long time. Not planning it, but wishing for it.
It's going to be awesome. We have climbed a little ways. There's Pettit Lake down below. It's a really beautiful lake. So far the trail is just looking like this. We had a bit of a climb getting out of camp. Now we're heading downhill, but we know that we will have to make up this lost ground coming up here in the future. I don't know if that's just a log jam or a beaver dam. We have finally come into our first clearing. Some pretty views here, some beautiful wildflowers. Well, after a lot of searching, we have found a place to call home for the night. Things didn't work out quite as planned. There was not a lot of camping on Farley Lake. We could not find one spot. There were people in the few spots that were available. So we just came down from the hillside here and found a decently level couple of spots. There's water right here, and the weather's looking really nasty above us, so we just want to go ahead and get camp set up and make sure that we don't start getting rained on. I would also like to mention that my camera broke. It was blown over by a gust of wind on the tripod, and it is no longer working. So I am now using Diane's camera to shoot the rest of this trip. So thank you, Diane. Her camera is similar to mine, different model, but what a day. I think the rest of the trip should get better from here. Well, now it's raining. So we are just making our lasagna. We're gonna try to eat fast and get in our tents and get dry and stay warm and just call this a day. What do you say?
Let's call it a wrap.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a wrap. Anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning, it's day 2. We went to bed last night and we had quite the light show. I didn't know what it was at first because I've never seen lightning like that. It was just really like constantly flashing, and then thunder, and it was raining, and yeah, it was quite an eventful night. We are getting a little bit of sunshine this morning, but there still are some clouds in the sky. You know, I'm really bummed about my camera, I have to admit that. It does weigh heavy on me because I have to figure out what I'm going to do to replace it. I'm very thankful that Diane is allowing me to use her camera. I feel a little bad because I'm taking it from her. She, missed some morning shots this morning because I had it in my tent. So it's a little bit of a bummer. My camera got me through almost 4 seasons. And I've dropped it a few times, and it just happens out here in the backcountry. But I guess this was the final straw for it. I'm not going to let it ruin my trip though, or our trip, and we're going to have a great time, and I'll finish the trip off on Diane's camera. Thank you, Diane.
It's no problem.
Right now it's time for some breakfast. Oatmeal and coffee, the usual. Okay, camp is packed up. We are ready to hit the trail. Today is going to be an easy day. We only have about 2 miles actually, since we wound up going a little further down trail to find this campsite, and only a little under 600 feet of elevation gain. Our plan is to camp at Toxaway Lake and then hopefully do some day hiking to some other lakes. We may potentially stay there 2 nights, but we'll see. This is looking back the direction we came from, and we believe those are the White Cloud Mountains. Come across this gorgeous meadow here. Trail's been pretty nice so far this morning. It's obviously a beautiful day. Thankful for that. The big talk on the trail from other hikers is a lightning storm last night. Yeah, it was very unusual. Like I said, I've never experienced a lightning storm like that before. Just a constant flashes like a strobe light. Very interesting, but very cool. Alright, we are just above Toxaway Lake and hoping to make camp here tonight. So we are going to begin the hunt for a campsite. We have found a super sweet spot to make camp for the night, and wait until I show you the view from our front yard. Toxaway Lake. This is just a portion of our view. We have camp all set up, and a couple notes that I'd like to make with regards to this trip as compared to my last 3 trips is that there aren't any mosquitoes. There were a few yesterday to contend with, but nothing compared to what I've been dealing with the last 3 trips. So that is a very nice change. Also, the other thing is it's a lot chillier than the last 3 trips, and I'm sure the fact that it's cooler and there's more wind, that's also helping with the mosquito situation, but it's definitely chillier. I have my puffy on, and I'm thinking about putting on my rain gear as well, just to kind of keep warm. We've been just having a lazy day. Tonight's dinner is chicken and mashed potatoes, Mountain House. Alright folks, we're going to call it a wrap on night 2. It's very windy tonight and the camera's picking up a lot of wind noise, so that's why I'm trying to shoot this being blocked by a rock, so hopefully you're not hearing that. Anyhow, dinner was great. I want to thank Diane for bringing all of our meals for this trip. She carted all of that food on the plane, so she's a rock star. Thank you, Diane. We can't have any fires here, so it's going to get chilly very quickly. We're going to just retire into our tents and call it a night. So we will see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. All right, this stuff is the bomb. First time I've had it, it is bacon on trail. Pretty amazing. Good morning. It is day 3 of the trip. It's an absolutely stunning morning. Beautiful sunshine, and we enjoyed sitting out on the peninsula, having breakfast, just soaking it all in. Today the plan is to go on a day hike. We're going to go ahead and leave base camp set up here, and we're not sure where we're going to go, but we'll take you with us and we'll see where we land. All right, Edith Lake. We're going to give it a shot. All right, we're climbing up and we see this view down here of this lake, and we think that is Farley Lake, which we passed earlier on this trip. That was our intended camp for night 1. Always nice to come across a beautiful cascading waterfall. We have come across just another gorgeous cascade. Pretty incredible view from up here. I got 2 lakes in view. Actually, I think that closer one is Farley. I'm not sure about the farther one. We have made it to Edith Lake, and she is a beauty. How incredible is this view from up here? What I've been bringing for lunch every day are these Justin's Classics. I've got peanut butter and then chocolate hazelnut almond butter. And I put that in a tortilla. And then today I've got some spicy kind of Tex-Mex trail mix. And for dessert, M&Ms. Of course, I'm not going to eat all those today. And here's my lunch view. Pretty fantastic. What are you having for lunch today, Diane?
I'm actually having this star-kissed tuna and sunflower oil. Love it. I'm having that on a tortilla. And for dessert, I'm also having M&Ms.
But not mine. You brought your own.
No, I'm eating yours.
No. No, you're not. You're going to find yourself at the bottom of this lake if you try that. I'm having an amazing day, an amazing time out here in the Sawtooths. It's a beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. I've been wanting to come here for a long time. Hard to believe I'm here. We've made it back to camp, and I have to say, I think that today has been my favorite day of the trip so far. Just the way that the morning started out, just calm and peaceful by the lake, and just enjoying all the beauty of it. And then the hike today was just incredible. Today, for the rest of the afternoon, we'll just kind of hang here at camp and chill out. Tomorrow we begin the hike to Alice Lake for our last night. Good morning. It is day 4. We're getting camp packed up, ready to head to Alice Lake. Today I think is going to be the hardest day on trail. Not that it will be hard, but it's just going to be the more difficult out of the 5 days, I believe. I slept okay last night, not very well, unfortunately. Woke up and just kind of couldn't get to sleep for whatever reason. I heard an animal walk through camp. I think potentially a deer, although we checked out the tracks. It doesn't really look like deer tracks, but it did sound like a hooved animal of some sort. And then when I finally went back to sleep, I was awoken by another critter. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I've had an issue with mice. Well, a little mouse decided to crawl underneath my rain fly and scurry around my tent. It was right over my head, and in the dark of the night I could only see its silhouette, so I couldn't tell if it was actually inside my tent or out of my tent. I started screaming, I started batting it, and it's funny because Diane did not even wake up. She was in her tent a few feet away and she didn't even hear me, and I was pretty loud. I was screaming. I was batting this thing. It went from one side to the other, to the top, to my door, and I just kept batting at it, and it finally scurried off. I slept the rest of the night with my headlamp on because I know they don't like light. I didn't want it coming back. I didn't have any food in my tent, of course, you know, nothing that it really would have wanted. And I just had to laugh and say, man, these things are just haunting me. Anyways, I survived the night. I think today's going to be an awesome day. It looks like beautiful weather, so we should have a nice hike. And looking forward to seeing Alice Lake. I hear it's probably the most beautiful lake on this trip so far. Here's a gorgeous view of Toxaway Lake, our camp for the last 2 nights. Another lovely cascade. All right, we've hit the trail. I'd say we've gone about a mile, mile and a half or so, and we are heading up to the pass as we speak. This pass will drop us down into Twin Lakes, and we just ran across another hiker that said that it is absolutely beautiful and that we'll be wanting to stop a lot to take photos. We are just traversing this pass, long series of switchbacks, but came upon this beautiful lake. I think we're fairly close to the top. First wildlife we've seen other than mice, chipmunks, and squirrels. Earlier when I said we were getting close to the pass, we weren't even close, but now we actually are getting close to the pass. That's it, right behind us. Pretty epic views from up here. Holy moly! Look at this view. This is Twin Lakes. Absolutely stunning. I believe that is a Sawtooth version of El Capitan, standing at 9,901 feet. And according to the map, I think this is Snowy Side Peak, standing at 10,651. Okay, we found this really great spot to call camp for the night. It's out on this point right here on Alice Lake. We can see El Capitan right in front of us. We have beautiful views all around us. Today's hike was absolutely incredible. The beauty was kicked up several notches today. Not that this entire trip hasn't been beautiful, but just the majesty of the peaks that we saw today and the views, absolutely incredible. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get camp set up, and then I'll show you a little bit of our view. We may not get our sunset tonight. It's gotten very cloudy, but it's still a beautiful view. This is a portion of our view from camp.
They have a nice texture to them too. They're not totally warm.
Good morning. It is day 5 and our final day here in the Sawtooth Wilderness. We have about 5.5 miles to hike back to Pettit Lake. It's a beautiful day and I think the hiking is going to be pretty easy today, mostly downhill. I've been absolutely amazed by the beauty here. It's a little sad to leave, but I think we're both ready for showers and real beds. And we are headed down there. Beautiful view. And that is the direction we came from. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, we are back to where it all began. We made it out alive. It was an awesome, awesome trip. I want to thank Diane so much for allowing me to use her camera. I mean, I couldn't have made this video without it. And also providing all the dinners. It was just really nice to meet her. She was a subscriber and a follower, and you know, became a friend. So really awesome to spend some time with her out here, and it was just an incredible trip. Time for a shower and a good meal, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.